Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Union Island, we're coming to you. Join us on Thursday 3rd and Friday 4th March at the U Mulzac Square in Clifton, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great prices on small appliances, TVs, electronics, and more from Quartz. Get free eye exams, plus 50% off sunglasses from Quartz Optical, and quick approval loans from Quartz Ready Cash, with the chance to win amazing prizes. It's March Madness in Union Island, Thursday 3rd and Friday 4th, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great deals and huge savings are coming your way. See you there.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says the military action taken by Russia against Ukraine is not reasonably justified. The Prime Minister spoke on the Russia-Ukraine conflict earlier today during a call to Star Radio's Morning Scoop program, where he made mention of some of the contents of the letter that he had written to Russian President Vladimir Putin.
As I pointed out in the letter, even you take the articulation by the Russian Federation that they have legitimate security concerns, and you even take their perspectives as what is happening in the Donbass region over the last 8 years, even you take those things at the highest in favor of the Russian Federation, they do not reasonably justify driving a veritable horse and chariot through the UN Charter. And you will hear the statement at the General Assembly this morning by our ambassador, which would be reflective of the letter which I wrote.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Active cases of COVID-19 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines now stand at 30 following the recoveries of 9 people from the virus. COVID-19 hospitalizations remain unchanged, with 1 patient currently admitted for care at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital's COVID-19 ward. According to the Ministry of Health's COVID-19 update dated February 27, 2022. SVG's COVID-19 death toll currently stands at 106. 100 of those deaths were unvaccinated, 1 was partially vaccinated, and 5 were fully vaccinated. There were no new PCR COVID-19 cases or rapid antigen cases reported. 67,403 COVID-19 vaccines have been administered, 35,213 being first doses and 29,127 being second doses. 3,063 COVID-19 booster shots have been administered. Since March of 2020, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has recorded 6,740 PCR COVID-19 cases. Still on the local scene, Ambassador of the Republic of China on Taiwan, Peter Shali Lan, handed over 150 tablets to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Friday, February 25, 2022. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transportation and Works, Montgomery Daniel, and Minister of Education, Curtis King, were at the ceremony on behalf of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ambassador Lan praised the joint effort of SVG Ambassador to Taiwan, Andrea Bowman, and the Taiwan company Chico, who sponsored the donation in response to both the COVID-19 pandemic and the La Soufrière volcanic eruptions. The Embassy of the Republic of China on Taiwan, in an official release, stated that this donation is particularly meaningful because it is in accordance with the policy directions set by OECS Education Ministers meeting, and is also essential to Vincentian students who had difficulty accessing online learning resources. Minister King and Minister Daniel expressed gratitude to the Taiwanese government as well as the Chico company, while highlighting that students in SVG will benefit greatly from this donation. On to news in the region. Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, says her administration will be taking measures to brace for the possible impact of the unrest in Ukraine and Russia. According to Mottley, the unrest could have implications for the cost of fuel and food, the supply of food, and result in disruptions in the supply chain globally. Speaking during Saturday's COVID-19 update, however, she noted that Barbados' reserves stood at over US $3 billion, representing about 37 weeks of import cover, giving the country the ability to have adequate buffer to deal with the capacity to manage any increased prices. Motley assured Barbadians that the situation was being monitored for some time and meetings with the private sector had already taken place since last year. In addition, she noted that efforts were being undertaken by Barbados' Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Nutritional Security to boost food production in the country to ensure Barbados was in a better position to feed its citizens. More than 21 million of the over 44 million residents of the Caribbean have been fully vaccinated against COVID 19, Pan American Health Organization PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne has reported. While addressing PAHO's weekly COVID 19 digital briefing on Wednesday, Dr. Etienne highlighted the need for countries to do more to reach unvaccinated people. She said the intervention should be tailored to the needs of those who remain vulnerable in each country, including the elderly and persons with underlying health conditions. In addition, the PAHO director said that measures must be put in place to make it easier for people to get a vaccine closer to home. Dr. Etienne noted that spaces must also be created for open dialogue to address community concerns. On the international scene, more than 500,000 people have fled their homes to escape the war in Ukraine, the UN says, as heavy fighting continues across the country. Major cities, including Kiev, Kharkiv, and Cherniv, remain under attack from Russian forces. A government official said dozens of civilians were killed in Kharkiv as shelling continued into the morning. On the northern border with Belarus, Ukrainian and Russian officials are meeting for talks for the first time. Hopes for a breakthrough are slim, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said there was a small chance to end the war. The United Nations Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet said millions of civilians were being forced to huddle in makeshift bomb shelters, such as underground rail stations, to escape explosions. Since the invasion began on Thursday, her office has recorded 102 civilian deaths, including 7 children and more than 300 injured. And finally, in sports, FIFA has told Russia to complete their upcoming games in neutral territory under the name the Football Union of Russia without their flag and anthem following the invasion of Ukraine. Several nations have announced they will refuse to play Russia, including England and Wales, as well as Poland, the Czech Republic, and Sweden. World Cup 2022 playoffs would see Russia face Poland before facing either the Czech Republic or Sweden if they win, and are scheduled to be played in March. Russian President Vladimir Putin launched a military invasion of neighboring Ukraine on Thursday. The Polish Football Association president said FIFA's decision was totally unacceptable, while the Swedish Football Association and the Czech Republic's Football Association reiterated their stances that they would not play Russia. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Get your money, get your money, get your money. Oh, yeah. Get your money, get your money, get your money. Get your money, get your money, get your money up. Quick and fast. Hurry up. Borrow up to $20,000, go to the cash. Pay nothing down, get a call out. Flexible payment, same day approval. Get anything you want for 2022 with Courts Ready Cash. Get your money, get your money, get your money. Get your money, get your money, get your money. Vacation. Get your money, get your money, get your money up. Quick and fast. Hurry up. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready.